What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel, Miss Be Ecstatic. I'm so grateful that you're here with me, sending you so much love from wherever you're viewing me, whenever you're viewing me. Today, we're going to be covering the Taurus new moon. And because it's such an extraordinary new moon and such an extraordinary part of our celestial cycle and timing, I wanted to do a fuller video on it and just kind of change things up. And obviously, you're going to see me here in a new environment. The lighting's better. I'm more comfortable. Um, and, just time to innovate and make new. And there's so much creative, juicy energy abound at the moment. I don't know how you guys are all feeling right now, but um, like it's been a slow start to the year, and here we are nearly halfway through, and I'm just starting to feel like the um the celebratory, the newness, the spring and the freshness of a new year just now, or well, now, yes, especially in the moment. Um, and that's why I've chosen to start this with you today. And but this time is a species in our known timeline. And yeah, so uh so much. I'm gonna try not to get overwhelmed. I'm gonna really try like work on focusing here, the energy that's coming through. So we're gonna do all signs. We're gonna touch on the Taurus new moon for each and every one of you. And I'm going to show the chart as well because as some of you may or may not know, I am practicing astrology. I'm learning astrology. I don't call myself yet an astrologer. However, like all of the consuming of astrology means nothing if you can't make it your own and practice it and explain it to others. So that's kind of what my intentions are with showing you the chart. And I'm going to do my best just to share what I see in my insights and keep it really simple, really simple. I will also be doing an I Ching message for this new moon as well. Um, that'll look a little bit different. It's nicer just to be able to see my hands, the coins tossing and things like that. I don't know if I will do that separately. I think I will do that separately, but it might be, I'm going to try and innovate there also and see what comes up. So I'm going to be using the Tarot of Mystical Moments, and the author illustrator of this is Kathleen Wiltz-Stein. And I feel her artwork is appropriate for this very Venusian, Taurian new moon. Yeah. And in the past, I've done shorts, and I may or may not break this up into shorts. We'll see. Maybe I'll do something separate. Again, I'm innovating here, trying something new and experimenting. So if you watch all the way through, or if you like what you're seeing, please do show me that you're enjoying this with a little like or a little comment and a little emoji. Like just send some love and some vibes out into the universe, heading my way. I'm always open and willing to receive the love, and I like to just try and get my hearts out here. Yes, yes, lots of hearts. And yeah, just hope you enjoy this. And before we get started, um, I'm gonna just kind of ground in a little bit. And we're gonna say a prayer. I'm just clearing my energy of any known, unknown blockages, opening up my channel to be a neutral conduit for any of the messages that come through, bypassing conscious mind, accessing the super conscious, connecting to beloved creator. And I pray that I pray with gratitude to be used at this time in service to the collective, to those who are watching, those who are present, those who may receive this. I pray to be in service, to the collective for the highest good of all. Thank you for pouring your healing energy through me. Thank you for pouring your messages through, that they may be clear and understood, and that each individual soul watching this may gain something from what is presented at this time. Thank you for your presence at this time in this reading, during this recording, during this intentional sitting. Thank you for all the blessings of this day, and that's it. Yeah, thank you. All right. I like to say, to share my prayer. So if it's something that resonates with you, send me a little prayer emoji down there. If it's something that you're uncomfortable with, we can also do timestamps to skip over it. So you could just go right to your sign and the content that you wish to view. And if it's not for you at all, I know there's billions of other readers out there for you to get your messages from. So I don't take it personal at all. All right, so just checking on the direction of my cards. We are going to start. Actually, let's start with a little sage. And I'm going to pull up the chart so we can see what we're looking at, what the sky view looks like for this particular event, celestial event. They are, folks, for my YouTube friends and for YouTube. All right, let's see. Share screen. Here we go. Here we go. So, is that big enough? There we go. All right, so hopefully you can see what I am transmitting here on my screen. Awesome. Okay. So over here we're looking at May 7th, Tuesday, 2024. I'm in Arizona, so this is Mountain Standard Time. So you might want to adjust for your region. So right here, we're looking at this new moon, sun and moon together at 18 degrees. And that's in Taurus here. It looks like it's like the second decan, and it is a mercurial vibe, has a little mercurial flavor to it. And we have Venus in there in that second decan joining. Venus is in her domicile, it's her home, and she's just dispensing the fullness. She's, at home, but hosting the sun and the moon. And she's also hosting this continued, it's separating now by 3 degrees, but it's pretty active. And in terms of its connection, especially with like Uranus being an outer planet, I give it a little bit more of an orb. And that's happening more in the Saturn later decan, the last decan. So we have Mercury and Saturn vibe and Venus dispensing all of it. So we're talking about Taurus and the Taurus part of your sky during these card readings, okay? And So with that, I'm going to kind of interpret, I'm going to add that to the jam here. We're going to just massage it in. As some of you may know, I'm a massage therapist by profession, by trade, had 24 years in that field. So I'm going to use, yeah, okay, hours, we're good there. I'm just going to use the hours to help us get to the right rising sign or a rising sign to start with. And we're just going to start with Aries to begin. So Aries, and it, actually I should do whole sign to make this easier for you. Because this will, from a whole sign perspective, this will be impacting your second house. So second house has to do with your things you put in your mouth, your voice, material values, and also personal values. Let me think. Let me edit this. Edit chart. And instead of Placidus, we are going to do whole house. I don't very often use whole house. Where is it? Give me a moment here. Thank you for your patience. Thank you very much. Thank you. I don't see it. Oh, there we go. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Aries. Aries, you have Mars in your first house. And that's the ruler of your chart. And if you're an Aries rising or an Aries sun, this is definitely an exalted time for you. Definitely very strong. Wherever Mars moves in the chart, it's kind of a focus. So you've just come out of Pisces and you come out of the 12th house and out of the subconscious realm, watery realm, where you're pretty uncomfortable. Not very at ease there. And so there's been a dissolving or disillusionment of your identity. And so even though we're not talking about the first house necessarily in this, I'm going to tie it together because you've had to, in the 12th house, especially with that conjunction with Neptune, you've had to cut the illusions, cut anything that was not authentic, cut the old stories, the old attachments, the old narratives, the old beliefs, the old versions of yourself that aren't true to your essence or true to the potential that you carry. Also, you know, having gone through the dark night of the soul or a retreat type experience in the 12th house where you have to kind of like unravel the subconscious, undoing things, observe the things that you've been doing that have undermined what you really want to do and manifest or be in the world. So you've had to go through that, and that connects very much into the second house where there's a new moon and a reestablishment, a seeding of all those things that you wish to manifest in your reality now. So, and Mars is in your first house, so you're really focused on your identity and who you want to be and who and how you want to walk in the world. And so it's this whole new moon and the Uranus Jupiter conjunction there has really been a process, a necessary one, beautifully divinely mapped out in order for like a rebirth, a renewal. a reinvention, a lot of re's. Yeah, for you to now initiate that first house identity, something around your body perhaps, and then second house, again, where this new moon is going to be right here. Your values, like what kind of foods or diet do you want to have? That what is, and you want to, you're, it's not just about food, it's also about like your vision of your life. In the second house, there's parts of that that are true. But really like that 12th house vision, like cutting and clearing and then reimagining with Neptune what the structure of your life is going forward, with Saturn being there. You're now putting into place the details, taking action in this place of values. You're vocalizing what you're going to do. You're expressing, maybe through art, maybe through the kind of things that you're buying or want now, or how you take your coffee, or like for example, this morning I went to one of my spots for breakfast and hadn't been there in a long time, and I really wanted this particular sandwich. Well, it didn't come, their menu had changed. It'd been months since I'd been there, and they didn't have it the way that I wanted it. And it was not as, what they presented to me was not what I had in my mind or what I had expressed desire for consuming. And they tried twice, and instead of eating what they gave me, I decided that it wasn't worth it. So, holding to your values, not settling for less than what you desire, what you envision, what you want. It's a small example, but pretty simple, basic one that you can apply in this area of your life. So like, where do you want to live? What does your life look like in this maturation of 14 years? And this is the foundation from which you are starting to act out and align yourself, seeding, expressing, vocalizing your heart's desire. And Venus is there just saying, your wish is my command. Yeah, maybe not exactly like that, but yeah. And so I would also say that if anything is falling away right now, then let it, just let it. Something else it's making space for something else. Okay. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing for a moment, and we're going to go ahead and pick cards. Right, right. Oops, sorry. That was kind of lame. That's not exactly how I wanted your shuffle to go. There we go. It's a little better. All right, Aries. Sun and rising. Second house. Messages. Whoop. Messages for Aries at this time. Messages that Aries needs at this time. Messages for Aries. It's please an Aries. The Chariot. Yeah, we're kicking up momentum, and this is a major arcana. So major arcana is spirit taking the reins and moving you in another direction. So wherever your momentum has been, Again, if something's falling away, trust it, because there's other things at play. There's other, but behind the scenes, there are things moving in ways that we can't comprehend. So trust that, allow that. Seven of Swords. So yeah, there's this one's interesting because you just want you just want to be careful that you're moving with integrity throughout this transition. Let me see what else comes up. Four of Swords. Okay, so rest. Rest and allow things to come or to fall away. Allow for, I would say just allow for this process to show you where it wants to take you. But follow the insights that are coming through, allow things to fall away or to reveal themselves. Be sure that you're in integrity with your actions, and you're gonna feel with that Mars in your first house to just hit the rubber to the road, but you'll want to look for some comfort or maybe take note of what's comforting you and make sure to take some time to rest and meditate. I just feel like it's more like receptive, be receptive to what's coming in right now. So yeah, that's for you, Aries. Aries. Actually, let me have this. All right. So I'm gonna stick these in here. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to share screen. And we're gonna move the wheelhouse to Taurus. Thank you very much. All right. So Taurus, this is happening in your first house. So your identity, your body, and it is also happening on your major axis. So relationships, work, and home are all in the mix here. And for each of the signs, we're all in one area of our life going to need to re-envision and dream a new dream, dream bigger than we have before. Imagine more for ourselves in one area of our life. And for you, it's affecting, it could happen anywhere really, but we're going to focus on your body. I would also, just with this Uranus still in the mix, be careful, and the Jupiter and the Venus, everything's just feeling so damn juicy and good. Watch out for overindulging in things. But like imagine your body, imagine like how, like your image, your self-image. Imagine the most beautiful version of how you wish to express yourself in the world. And physically to be seen. Do you want a new wardrobe? Do you want to like change up your whole style? Now's the time to imagine that, envision that, and then with this new moon, seed it into reality. And it could be as simple as just going to the thrift store and like looking and touching and feeling different styles. Try it on and see how it resonates with you, and take note of how that feels. And because this is like across, like this is you reimagining yourself, it's going to also reflect on your relationships. So you'll at this time probably be a little bit more focused on yourself, and that's going to impact how folks on the other side might respond differently. They might respond some kind of way towards that with you changing things up. And I just wouldn't take it personal. I would try and be at ease with that, and just again trust what's coming up. Ooh. All right, what else? What else for Taurus? Taurus. Taurus. One just kind of flipped out. I was like, this is what I want to say. Okay. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so we'll switch one more time here. All right, so the first one that came out is the Queen of Pentacles. So wherever you're at right now, the Queen of Pentacles is asking for more. She's demanding more, and you absolutely can have more. She's nurturing. She's beautiful in her design and grace and elegance, and Venusian, obviously, very beautiful card. Gosh. And look at all the life that she supports around her. So when you, even though I'm asking you to focus on yourself, and I'm asking you to ask for more and require more, and to envision more abundance and beauty and bounty around you, this actually benefits others. And it may not be an easy process, because we do also have the Tower coming through. Again, people on the other side in your seventh house may not take the new upgraded version of you kindly at first. And this is where we basically need to teach people how to treat us. And so we got to get really grounded in the vision of what we want for ourselves, and calling in the highest version of that at this time. Wherever you're at now, envision more, higher, better, bigger. Um, and then we have to exercise that in our self-value, or in our self-worth, and express it. And the Knight of Swords is practicing, right? That's youthful energy. So it may not be easy at first, but you're being called to practice, like to mature your idea of yourself, to communicate it, to draw boundaries, to yeah, vocalize where you're at with things. And in order to get here, you're gonna have to do some of this, and maybe some of this is gonna happen. And I would just trust that process. Trust that process, Taurus. All right, let's go back to screen share, and we're gonna talk about Gemini. Gemini. All right, oh, there you are. All right, Gemini. So this is happening in your 12th house. This new moon is happening in your 12th house. So some of been a very active place for you. Very active place. And it's not done. We are not done in this 12th house energy, Gemini. So this new moon is supported and expansive for illuminating or seeding a new understanding, new awareness, new kind of ushering in an aspect of healing in your subconscious at a subconscious level, or maybe it is a conscious level, but an internalized experience for you. There might have been something really disruptive that you became aware of internally in your reflections in this 12th house with that Jupiter and Uranus conjunction. And it could have been really sudden. And now with Venus there, it is kind of a little bit of a bomb, and all of these other planets are going to come. So Mars is going to come, Chiron's going to come later, much later. Mercury is going to come and visit this 12th house also. So there's more energy coming behind this new moon. So it's a little difficult with the 12th house subconscious inner world dialogue. And so I would just want for you to consider all the ways in which you are thinking or maybe journal. Yeah, you're Gemini. Writing right now would be a really good idea, especially with Mercury coming into that 12th house here shortly. So new moon is fresh soil. Oh, all three came out. Okay. Seeding of new awareness, another level of consciousness, some healing of the past, ancestors. 12th house also has to do with institutions, hospitals, psychology. So maybe you have been looking for help. Maybe you've gotten some help. Maybe, maybe you're considering taking that path, either as a career or looking for assistance for yourself at this time. I don't know, for some of you that might be true. Not all of you, of course. All right, so, but there's an opportunity there. There's an opportunity to heal at a deeper level in a way that is going to impact the way that you communicate and the way that you move in the world and maybe your beliefs and how you interact with others. So it is still really important, even though it is very hard to pin down exactly how it might manifest for all of you. So yeah, all three of these came out together. So we have the King of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles has very structured, managed kingdom, right? He's built up his abundance over a long period of time. She, in this case, holds in her mind all those who are under her domain, within her realm. And so that there isn't anyone that doesn't live there that she hasn't considered or worked to support and uplift and, be representatives of. And so obviously, I mean, that's very floral type description, but in a very practical way, there's some financial mastery. And so there's something maturing financially, because it's Venus. Maybe something is coming through. Maybe there is like buckets of money coming through somehow. And then we have Six of Cups, which is nostalgia, memories. This would be kind of remembering in the 12th house, reviewing and reflecting on the past. Nine of Wands, needing to let go. There are maybe some things that have been painful from the past that you are mulling through in this 12th house. And yeah, I think that's pretty fitting. But you don't want it to get in the way of your blessings. And maybe what is coming through is like a need to reframe these experiences and recognize them as from a place of gratitude and abundance. Um, that's one way that you can look at it. Oftentimes when shit hits the fan for me, like Tuesday, I hurt my back and I couldn't do my day job, which is massage. I had to take some days off, and that's always pretty stinky. But it was a blessing in a way because I got to be more reflective. I got to take care of myself and really tend to my body and bring awareness to a certain area, right? So I feel like that's the opportunity here. So I also had some other epiphanies. I had time to think. So they came through, and it's from the subconscious, and it was through memories. So I think that this is probably just, there's an abundance of evolutionary growth potential in your subconscious area, in your 12th house, having to do with transmuting painful memories into gold, into valuable Taurus um, lessons, valuable understanding and awareness. I think I'm going to leave that there for you, Gemini. Um, all right, I'm going to try and kick this a little faster. I don't know. Some people are on the fence about long videos and short videos. I like long videos myself. So, all right. So, Cancer, Sun and Rising. Sun and Rising, Cancer. This is happening in your 11th house, Cancer. 11th house of wishes, heart's desire. Um, Let me see, 1 second here. Okay, I'm gonna stop share for just a second here. Pause the recording. All right, we're back. I don't know. I just needed to check on my daughter, let her know what I was doing. So it is Saturday Rasta Reggae Jam Day. So, all right, Cancer, 11th house, hopes, wishes, dreams. You really have a great new moon here. Groups, networking, um, something with like something online is the internet, technology. Uranus here with Jupiter and the new moon here in a really good flow to your ascendant or sun. I think this is a great, excuse me, opportunity to put yourself out there. Take, yeah, envision how you are showing up in the world and how you are like how you want to be of service to the collective. This could be at a spiritual level. It could be maybe even at a local level where you're, I mean, and maybe not as much local, but like what I mean is maybe you take on, maybe you are a public figure and you take public office and serve your community. Maybe there's something online that you're wanting to launch. This would be a great time to do it. Venus is there, just like beautifying and elevating everything. And yeah, I'm not sure what else to say about it, but it's a great place to have this new moon, Cancer. Let's see what the cards have to say. Cancer, messages for Cancer. Okay. Nice. Okay, so I mentioned networks, internet, spider webs, weaving. Maybe you have been, or maybe if you haven't already, maybe you're envisioning a broader network. Maybe this new moon is asking you to weave a bigger net, dream the biggest dream, to just put it all, whatever it is, whatever your heart's desire is, however you want to see yourself 14 years from now. It's a 14-year maturation process before the next new moon of Jupiter and Uranus, or sorry, Jupiter. Yes, 14-year cycle. Anyway, that's what I'm getting at. In your 11th house with this new moon in Taurus, seeding something new, weaving a new thread of connectivity with how you are being seen in the world and how you are building your networks, how you're showing up online, perhaps. Yeah, how you're being of service. And then Three of Pentacles, so working with others, collaborations. So 11th house. And then Ace of Pentacles. So Venus wants to bring you she wants to love you up in this little web you're creating and bring her friends, you know? So this is juicy. I like that. I mean, it's the devil. So I just focused on the web, but I didn't say that it was the devil. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Cancer. So you want to be careful what you're tying yourself to. So when you are doing you don't want to get trapped in someone else's web. You don't want to be the slave to the master of the web, of someone else's web. This is your dream. This is your seed, your new beginning, you're initiating. Venus is here to support you with whatever you need to make it happen. All the momentum to get to this initiating place has already been nurturing the soil for this new pentacle. And you have community. Again, choose wisely the people that you are attaching yourself to. And what I like to say is I'm setting the table. I'm gonna, invite who I want to my own table. It's my feast. You know, you get to choose who's invited to the table. So that's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting, Cancer. All right, so thank you for being here, Cancer. Thank you for liking and subscribing and coming on this ride with me as I am innovating and changing things up and learning new ways to share with you guys here on YouTube land and practicing my astrology at the same time, sharing with you. So I hope some of this is resonating with you. Okay, we're going to Leo. Oh goodness, it's in the background. Such a good little snoozer. Okay, this is for Leo rising or sun, and it's happening in your 10th house. Man, where at whatever stage you are in your career, just starting out as a young person, maybe you are already invested in a business, um, being employed, a company is what I mean, or you have your own business, or you're thinking about starting a business, like now is or if you have a business and you want to re-envision it, um, now is the time to consider these things. This new moon and that Jupiter Uranus new moon conjunction with Venus here is again all the momentum to get to this place right now, May 7th. It's extraordinary what is possible. Also, like if anything falls away in terms of your work, your career, position that maybe you were looking for, but maybe or promotion that you were asking for that maybe just didn't come through for whatever reason, there's a reason. Like imagine bigger, imagine better, be open to like don't settle for less. Um, well, what I mean to say is like if it falls away, let it go. I just accept and surrender to that, allow it to release and to bring in, um, make space for whatever is potentially there around the corner after this new moon is seated. But more, what I'm asking you to do is to take a more active role in like the vision of your career, how you're seen in the world, your legacy, what you'd like to be known for and establish yourself as providing in the outside world, how you make your income. Yeah. And again, all these other planets, the Mercury and Mars are going to be coming into this area of your chart within a couple of weeks. So Mars and Mercury. So you're going to start, you want to imagine and really get a good visual and a feeling on this. And whatever you think now, like think in this vision, like really stretch yourself in terms of abundance because Venus is here. And then Mercury is going to come in and communicate it and get the details and the facts and help move things along. Um, and Mars will help to take action on this in June. So it's all going to happen super fast. So let's see what other messages are here for Taurus. All right, so the first one that came out is Nine of Swords. So maybe there has been some struggle in the public eye, being there at the top of your chart, like struggle with communications or the way that you've been thinking about maybe you've really struggled with what you can imagine, what you think you're worth or how you think you can show up in the world. Um, there's some insecurities here. And this is right before the end and the beginning in the Ten of Swords. So I don't know, maybe there's still some things you are needing to work through and process. Again, Mercury is going to be there shortly to really light things up and get down to the facts and the basics and the essentials of strategy and moving forward. And the Nine of Cups here is your hopes and wishes. So you're in your own way in some at some level mental, some level, and mentally kind of um there's some kind of blockage there, but I don't think I think it's very temporary. I think it's something that you can move through with um because you have the high priestess here. So spirit is already working on like downloading the new wishes and just subconsciously just bring some awareness to where your insecurities are about receiving or glowing up, or maybe there's some kind of sense of fear of failure, or because it really is about fear, and they're not rational. It's all just mental stuff. So um again, I think because it's swords, you could write down some of the things, Leo, that are um hmm, I just think that there's some kind of challenge that's coming up, either from the inside, like your inner dialogue, or some criticism from the outside world, because people like to hate on Leos for, you know, like getting what they, like just asking for what they want. So, but it's going to come through in a different way. Again, you need to sit with the vision of what you want this to look like, and find some quiet place where you can allow it to really expand in your inner vision, and yeah, let go some of these fears. That's the only thing holding you back is you. I mean, for any of us, that's the case, right? All right. So let's go. Let's go, Virgo sun and rising. All right, so this is happening for you in your ninth house. And this has to do with higher education, beliefs, teachers, far off lands, long distance travel. And there might have been some kind of sudden communication, or sudden, um, maybe you've gone on a trip somewhere recently, some of you, um, that expanded your worldview and your understanding of, um, or maybe expanded your perspective and influenced your belief systems. Travel often does that for us. Or maybe there will be some travel, an opportunity to do more traveling, or to start school, or to um, meet someone who becomes a teacher or mentor, or someone who is older and wiser perhaps, and is counseling you. Perhaps you're taking on that role for someone else, Virgo, but there's definitely an opportunity to seed um, a higher level of understanding, um, a new established belief, or maybe reoriented somehow, that changes your worldview and how you move in the world and interact with others, or how you communicate it. Maybe you're teaching, maybe you're stepping into a teaching um, mentorship role. And Venus is here to grant you all that you need. So let's see what comes out for Virgo. Virgo, messages for Virgo. Mm, Virgo, the Chariot. You also have the Chariot. So this is actually really great for ninth house, because like having a major arcana show up and like you hands are off the wheel, like you are not steering this boat. Things that are coming in right now, are divinely guided. So trust that. Judgments. It's very Libra Venusian. What else? Oh my God. Power. I don't know how you managed it, Virgo. I don't know how you managed a total um major arcana draw like that and you saw me shuffle this whole time. Um so okay, there's a couple ways that we can look at this. Maybe if you are not letting go, surrendering and letting spirit take the reins here, for example, maybe you are stuck in your beliefs. Maybe you are stuck in your ideas. Maybe you are holding too tightly to your ideologies and the way you think things ought to be. And as the ground beneath you is shifting and the spirit is very clearly coming in to break you down at some level. And we're talking about the ninth house at the moment. So in your um understanding and your beliefs, and maybe it is like somewhere you're questioning your religion or your practices, um or maybe what your parents, how you were raised, what was dominant in the household. Maybe you're deconstructing all of that right now. um Whatever direction it was going is now being redirected. And I wouldn't resist this if I were you. Judgment. So anywhere that you've been too rigid, or maybe you've been judgmental, you're getting called out now. You're getting called out now, and the pressure's on for change, for transformation, for reforming. And this new moon is going to help you do that from literally the ground up. Um, but I'm not, there's nothing to be afraid of here. It's just for each of you, it's going to show up differently. Um, yeah, I'm, it's, it appears to be pretty intense. Um, and this new moon for everyone is going to shift and change an area in your life, um, that will have a larger impact in how you move in the world and how you relate in the world. Virgo, yeah, I have a dear Virgo friend of mine, who I do think is struggling with some of this right now. So I know it's intense, and I know you can do it. I know you can handle it. I know it's temporary. You're gonna move through it, and you're gonna um, bring out the best of what is available. All right, Libra. This is happening in your eighth house of death, taxes, and other people's money. And maybe there's some shift in your partner's financial um, status. We just finished tax season at the time of this recording, so there might be something around that. It could be an end of a relationship, or an end of a form of income, a stream of income. But also because of the new moon and the new moon between the new start between Jupiter and Uranus, there's whatever is falling away in this area of your life is going to be replaced with something else that you imagine. Okay, I'll see that here. So now would be a great time to imagine new streams of income, new forms of income, collaborations, like what kind of contracts and relationships do you have with business partners? Venus is here to really zhuzh this area up. So zhuzh away, zhuzh, like amplify that, like take it, lean into it, Libra, lean into it. Let's see what can manifest for you. For each of you, it's going to be a little different. Should be interesting. Let's see. Let's see. Stop share. All right, Libra, one of the cards fell out for you. Ooh, okay, two more fell out. I like it when that happens. Let's see. Else not. Oh, one second, second, second. The balance of the cards tipped. All right, so this is the one that fell out. It's the Emperor. So the Emperor, obviously has a dominating relationship with all the other little kingdom fiefdoms. There's so much wealth and abundance and authority here. And the emperor, reigns over continents. It's like just a larger realm. So, like, dream bigger. Perhaps you're dreaming of an empire. Maybe perhaps you're at the beginning stages of dreaming and envisioning and seeding your own personal little empire. The other card that came out is Two of Swords. There's, decisions to be made around this. And you, with the Two of Swords, like the vision always seems to be obstructed. Like you can't see what's happening. You can't see the whole picture or what your choices are, but and the Wheel of Fortune here is working. Like, just open your eyes. Just open your eyes because you have the Emperor and the Wheel of Fortune here. So oftentimes with the eighth house matters, it is kind of there are two sides to the coin, right? Like they talk about inheritance, death, and taxes. So on one hand, you might lose someone, or maybe you terminate a contract with a partner, a business partner. But then what happens is you maybe get an inheritance, or maybe someone comes in and buys out your partner's contract and you have a new experience. And there's any number of ways in which this can pan out, but I want to see you build your empire, build that empire. You have, like, open your eyes and just see that even like perhaps right now it doesn't look good, might not look good. Yeah. But that Venus is there to support and zhuzh up your contracts, your business relationships, your potential streams of income. So I ain't worried about you. I ain't worried about you. All right. I think we might need to take just a quick break here in order to let me pause. Oh, I'll just stop the share for a second and pause the recording. Hi, yes, I know. See, we need to take a break. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. All right, so yeah, I know this is gonna be a long video, but um, I will make sure there's timestamps below. Thank you for liking and for commenting. Let me know how this might be showing up for you. Do you see how it's do you see how the new moon's playing out in this area of your life or a area of your life? Maybe multiple areas of your life right now? Asking you to re-envision, to um, level up, and to start a new cycle. All right, where were we? We were going to share the screen and we were going to do the next sign. Libra is supposed to juge. All right, Libra, juge. All right, Scorpio, Scorpio. All right, man. All right, this is happening in your opposite sign. So there's some change up in how in your relationships. You have basically two new moons, right? The new conjunction of the initiation of a 14-year cycle with Jupiter and Uranus asking you to radically adjust and change how you interact with people in the world, and more specifically in your romantic relationships. And then you have another new moon with seeding new intentions, new vision. And Venus is there to express her needs, her values, and her desires. And so you might be hearing from other people right now. You might be hearing from your partner, your in your significant other relationship. They may be expressing to you what something that they need from you. This is about other people and your relationship to them. So there might be something that they're requiring of you that maybe you hadn't been asked of before, or maybe hmm, yeah, I mean, it really could go either way. Obviously, for each of you, it's going to be just a little bit different how it shows up. But it's going to be in your relationships. It's possible that with this Uranus and Jupiter conjunction that maybe suddenly out of nowhere, you got ghosted by someone you were dating. You know, you thought it was going great or whatever, and then like all of a sudden they're not answering your phone calls and they're not, you know, or maybe you've terminated a relationship or someone's broken up with you, um, or again, like I said, they're just asking more of you in a way that maybe they haven't expressed before. And so, and again, if anything's falling away at this time for anybody, any of the signs in this in any area of their life, I would just trust that. And I wouldn't chase and just accept and allow it to just be in the past and move forward. So if that's the case for you, I'm sorry. And you have an opportunity here to reimagine what your values are in relationship, what having like being married means, or what being in a committed relationship means. So all of this is being renegotiated. All right, so the first card that fell out is the Six of Wands. Oh, let me switch this. Six of Wands. So, it's Six of Wands talks about victory, accomplishment. In the traditional card, there's the community's welcoming in the soldier returning from battle. And they offer flowers and praise and gratitude. Maybe someone in your relationship wants some praise, some gratitude, wants some expression of some acknowledgement, and maybe in a way that you haven't considered for. And there's birds up there, so communication. Yeah. Page of Wands, communication. Uh, it's about things of the heart and creativity and being kind of a novice, and like needing to explore another level, like looking closer at um, your passions, um, your commitments, your heart. What you commit with your heart. Um, there's an opportunity to mature this, to expand on what you envision, what your heart is capable of expanding into. Envision more. It's being asked of you to give more, to celebrate, to be celebrated, or to celebrate another. um Nine of Cups came through for you, so it's your heart's desire, your wish fulfillment. um mm, yeah, so honestly, this isn't so bad. I really just get the feeling that um there's an opportunity to, like, someone's coming and asking for more expression, more maturity in relationship, maybe more definition in your heart's in commitment, right? And um fulfillment. So in your relationships. Yeah. So I don't think that's so bad, Scorpio. Um Usually you are pretty like emotional, you have emotional depth, and maybe it's just a matter of pouring it into someone else's cup, or sharing and like articulating it and exploring it with that magnifying glass and opening. Maybe there's just another, maybe your partner wants kink. I don't know. Maybe your partner's asking for you to, explore other areas of sexuality and connectivity and intimacy, um, in order to get another level of fulfillment. Um, it's not the worst. Not the worst place to initiate new beginnings in relationships. Scorpio, dear Scorpio. All right, let's see. Sagittarius, Sun and rising. This is happening in your sixth house of everyday routines, employees, um, the little commitments and the way that you move about in your everyday environment. So in here with Jupiter Uranus conjunction, something might have suddenly been disrupted in your everyday life. For each of you, it could be a little different, right? It could be at work, or it could be your business, or your maybe it's, I don't know, just something in your routine has been disrupted. Or maybe, you had an employee quit, and it's kind of upended your the outcomes that you were looking for, or it also could have to do with health as well, by the way. Maybe you got some, maybe you have gotten news or will be getting news about a health condition. Perhaps you need to consider adding a new routine into your everyday life that is more preventative in health. But I would be, I think with these two new initiating energies in your sixth house of health and routines and employees, those are just a few of the areas that this can show up. And maybe if you are envisioning your ideal health, you could at this time start a new routine and transform your body or transform your blood sugar, or maybe you already are aware of a health condition that that has been really challenging for you, and maybe you have a sudden shift in it and all of a sudden you're getting better, or all of a sudden you need to do something, take action in order to make a change in it now before it gets worse, something like that. I'm not trying to scare you. Um, I'm just running through potentials. Again, for everyone, it's going to look a little different. Saggy. This one came out, Knight of Wands. Again, it's a knight, so it's like very spontaneous, initiating energy. Maybe a little reckless. So perhaps somebody was reckless, or you have a wild hair up your ass and you got a little reckless. I don't know. Let's see what else comes through. Mars will be coming into that sixth house in a couple of weeks. Mercury's there, will be there in a couple of weeks also. So this new moon is just the beginning of, yeah, okay, foundations. So maybe there's some restructure that's needed in your foundation. And maybe you feel some kind of way about it. Mars, Uranus, I'm sorry, Uranus and Jupiter, um, expanding your ideas, expanding your passion about something new in your like to implement in your foundations, maybe around health and home. Maybe it's something that you're doing in your home that has to do with your health. Maybe you start doing, like, you get really passionate about Pilates. I don't know why that came to mind, but maybe you're like, I'm gonna get a Pilates machine and I'm gonna put it in my house. I'm gonna do it every day. And I'm gonna do it for the betterment of my health. And then the star. Um, so there's the star for me is like innocence and authenticity and like the higher self. And so whatever it is that's, inspired you, something being initiated, some spark, um, it has to do with bringing out the most authentic version of yourself, and um, the highest expression. And perhaps it is a foundation. It will be a foundation that you build on for the next 14 years. Maybe it is something that you're doing from home in terms of um, a health routine. But it also could be something creative, because it feels very creative to me. And yeah, nurturing feels good. This feels nurturing. So maybe it's a garden. I don't know. Maybe it's a garden that you're just starting at home and you get really passionate about um, growing snow peas or snap peas or um, pumpkins and squash in your yard. I don't know. Some of you might not be into gardening. It's just an example. Just an example. Let's see. All right, so now we have Capricorn. Cappy Cap. Capricorn, Sun and Rising. It's happening in your fifth house of children, romance, bed pleasures, joy. It also is a house of small business and entrepreneurship. You've kind of been through a lot and have had to re-envision for a while now and be plowed through Plutonian energies for the last 16 years, and we're not quite done yet. So this, you may or may not be ready to initiate, but for sure this new moon and this conjunction with Jupiter and Uranus is going to give you insights into what this area of life is going to might have potential for. How it'll play a role in how you're transforming and envisioning the new version of yourself once Pluto is done in your sign. And Pluto will not be done in your sign until November of this year. So later in the year, it will be done. It will be done retrograding and move forward again back into Aquarius starting in November. So you still have some time. Even though this is a new moon initiation of energies, it may be unclear for a while how that fits in the bigger picture for you. But you're in review of all of it. You're in review of all of these areas of your life. So dream big, imagine big. And once you've done that, like lean into it and expand it even more, like get bombastic with it. And you have the potential to seed a new business, start a new entrepreneurship from something that you have joy in and creative pleasure. Maybe you start dating someone or just explore with your partner with, I don't know, just explore bed pleasures creatively with your partner in some form or another. And in a Venusian way, maybe with like new bedding or textiles, mood lighting, or oh my gosh, this card wants to come out again. This Nine of Cups. I'll show it in a second again, but like really, wish fulfillment, you know? It's coming through for everyone. Like, how are we gonna, like, how big can we dream and imagine, like, how does it feel? How does it feel to have the wish fulfilled, even if it's just in our imagination? Yeah, so dating, entrepreneurship, children, maybe you're expecting, maybe you're, it's a 14-year cycle, so maybe you're just now starting to feel a desire in your heart to have children, whereas before maybe you didn't consider it. Maybe you want to find someone with the intentions of procreating and, expanding your lineage. All right, let's see. If you're still with me, thank you so much. I know this video is really long, so can you please just give me a like? Come on, Capricorn. All right, so this one fell out again. Nine of Cups. So like this has come out like 3 or 4 times now for other signs. The Strength card, like the courage to be vulnerable and to pursue things of joy without, judgment, to tame, you know, she's taming this fierce lion. So she's showing the kind of inner strength and fortitude that makes the lion submit to her will. So where where are you being challenged, in your vision to attract more and fulfillment? What's holding you back from your heart's desire and fulfillment? Four of Cups. So, um, to me, this just means that we need to practice a little bit more gratitude for what we actually have in front of us. Um, as she has the swan is at her back, so it's not, and she's not able to perceive what's there, but it's covering her, it's protecting her, it's expressing its value of being in her life, and he's holding the umbrella to keep her dry, to keep her safe, whether she can see it or not, whether she can acknowledge it or not. So somewhere um gratitude is needed. Sitting around and that's, I mean, not sitting around, but what I want to say is like sit with yourself, reflect on what you have currently. Be sure to acknowledge and practice gratitude for those things. And as you do that, focus on how it feels in your heart, and then build the courage to dream bigger for yourself, to call in more joy for yourself. Perhaps somehow you don't feel worthy of joy. But this new moon is ushering in a new cycle of exploring joy in a new way for yourself. And I know that, like, after this whole Pluto transit, it's been really fucking hard. And like maybe you've forgotten what that looks like for you, like what joy looks like for you, or what like pleasure or wishing other than it being done. So, yeah, that would be my advice for you, is just because we're not quite through, um, just sit with gratitude, allow it to fill your heart, allow it to, like kind of reign over you. Let it like submerge and immerse yourself with that emotion, and allow it to umbrella you, and allow it to cover you completely, and to like focus it in your heart, and dare to ask for what you really want. Now is the time. Now is the time, Capricorn. And you have a blank slate, coming the end of no, it's coming in November, the end of the year. So let's see, we got Aquarius now. Aquarius. This is happening in your fourth house, Aquarius. Are you moving? Are you looking at potentially buying a piece of property or inheriting property? Maybe you're this also is a place of like ancestors, mother, um, lineage. Perhaps you're thinking of um maybe you're going on ancestry.com, checking out like how badass your ancestors were, like the voyage they made from their original homes to wherever they are now, because most of us have done that for the most part. We come from a migration of some kind, one period or another. Especially those children that are being born now, right? A lot of them are from families migrating. All right, so it could just be that you're moving to a new apartment or um, rearranging your furniture. Oops, I didn't move this, did I? There we go. Maybe there's like a piece of furniture that you want or art. Venus in Taurus in the fourth house, art. Or maybe you want to create a piece of art. One of the cards already fell out is the star. So that's your card. That is Aquarius. Perhaps you're exploring your inner world a little bit and wanting to find ways to express it in your home. Let's see. Maybe you're not comfortable in your home right now. Maybe there's maybe you're not able to be yourself completely in your home. Maybe there's elements that are restrictive, that are asking for some liberation so that you can be the fullness of your Aquarian vibe. Ace of Wands. Yeah, so there's definitely something new that wants to, like some new passion sprouting from inside of you that is maybe a little repressed at the moment. But this new moon and this new start between Jupiter and Uranus is going to initiate a more creative and liberated and authentic version of yourself that is free of suppression, and is comfortable at home, a new place of residing, either physical or within. And it's a beautiful thing. So dream big at this time. Like, what is your most ideal place of living and the conditions around it? And how does that feel? And how creative do you get from that new foundation that you've envisioned? All right. And last but not least, Pisces. Dear Pisces, let me bring this up a little bit. There you go, sun or rising. All right, Pisces, this is happening in your third house. Third house, communication, short distance travels, things that you do with your hands, writing. Yeah, so there's a potential new start in two different ways. Maybe maybe you got communication or some download or like some vision of a book that you want to write or poetry you want to write or a script that you want to write, or maybe you just started journaling some of your ideas, and those things from that, something could be seeded that you are then taking over this next 14-year cycle to mature. And perhaps you're traveling a little bit more in your neighborhood and shifting your immediate environment or traveling more in your neighborhood. Um, uh, yeah, or maybe you're talking more. Maybe you're speaking more, communicating or doing workshops, or you want to. Um, that's a pretty basic manifestation of this Maybe you want to sing and do poetry, something artistic, some kind of artistic expression. Maybe you're getting some kind of download, like it's like some kind of quick insight that comes through of something creative that wants to manifest through you that we haven't seen yet from Pisces, you know? It's a nice angle that it's um, feeding your ascendant and your sun in a flowing way. So it could be something really beautiful. Maybe it is music. Um, but you have two initiating, starting potentialities here, and Venus is exalted in flow to your ascendant or sun. So it's definitely going to glow you up, really, like physically, make you shine. So don't be afraid to shine. Don't be afraid to envision yourself shining and being adored and adorned. Let's see what comes up in the cards for you, Pisces. Ooh, 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 ooh. Empress. Empress vibes. Yes, that's kind of what I was feeling like. Adoration. Gosh, such a beautiful card. So this is you, Pisces. And like in this particular card, she's gestating. She is growing life. Um, she's growing something really beautiful and abundant, and it's royal. See, it's regal. Regal. There's a crown on that baby's head. So you're really being asked to imagine something to birth into the world creatively, I believe, and to communicate it. How that's going to be, how that's going to manifest creatively, I don't know. But man, is big. Knight of Swords. So it could be something writing or communicating. Um, there is some discernment here, so maybe there's there might be something like some clouds, some mental fog that you need to clear in order to get clear on what this might be. Oh, my lighting's starting to change. Justice. Um, hmm. So this is really kind of cool because like the scales, justice, Libra, Venus exalted in your sign. So, I mean, you're kind of stepping into a figure of authority with like once you've cleared the fog and gotten like kind of cut away all the noise and trimmed the fat, you get down to the the essence, the pure regal grace and elegance of this idea, this creative pursuit. Um, and yeah, you come through as an authority, kind of showing the rest of us how to do it, you know, or that it's possible. Um, that's really beautiful. Awesome. Well, Pisces, um, I'm looking forward to see how that comes, like what you bring through. Um, I don't know. Is there Pisces watching that already knows what I'm talking about or that can kind of like help me understand it, get more clarity on it? Like, what are you working on? Spill the tea. What are you working on? Um, all right, so that is it for now. That is all I got. I just want to thank you again for being here, for your time, your presence, for your energy, for your comments, for your liking and subscribing. Thank you for helping me innovate and explore and play and reimagine what's possible in the realm of tarot and astrology and connecting with you here on this platform. So, blessings abound always now. Wishing you all the very best. Lots of love to each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. Peace.